One of the most beautiful things in this life to me is simply learning. The fact that you can accept that you don't know much about something or that you're at a certain level and then you can take time and achieve certain things. You can learn certain things and not only learn these things, but pass them on to other people. You can find experiences that you've never experienced and seek information that you know nothing about and become familiar with all these things. I think it's one of the most beautiful things ever, and it keeps you young and fruitful. It gives you that childlike essence. It's why children, they always asking questions, they always want to know things. It's that curious nature that keeps you young. You're always looking for something and you're changing with the seasons because everything always changes. Change is the only constant thing in this life. And if you sit there and you grow old and bitter, even at a young age, old and bitter in the mind, you think you know everything. You think you have everything figured out, and you may. Let me remind you, change is the only constant thing in this life. Let's say you've been living on this earth for 10 years and you know everything there is to this earth. And then one day everything changes, but you still think you know everything. When you step back outside into reality, you won't know nothing. But the lack of willingness for you to change and to learn things puts you behind the curve. That's why it's important to learn things. And the reason why a lot of people cannot learn things is because their ego stops them from doing that. Their ego stands in between them and learning something. They're insecure about something, or they feel like they know a certain amount of things and they close their mind off. I know this, so I'm not going to listen to anybody. And I know a lot of people like that. The first person that comes to my mind is a very sweet, cool, and loving person. She is a lovely person, but her ego is too strong. She thinks she knows everything. Y'all can never agree because she just has to be here. And she's a good person, but not willing to learn. And her mind has grew old and bitter, and it pushes her away from people. Now, let me let you know, when you learn stuff, when you seek knowledge and gain knowledge, that's also gonna push you away from people too. Knowledge is power, and it scares people. Now, the thing is, once you find these collectives of people who have this certain knowledge, it will outweigh all the relationships that you lost. It will outweigh all the loneliness because it's just, yeah, it's like a conscious celebration or something like that. But ignorance is bliss. That's why a lot of people don't want to be informed by things, because when they learn things, it scares them and all of that. They kind of, get out of their comfort zone. But in order to learn things, you have to have some sort of system. It's just fact. One of my favorite things that I've learned about learning anything, learning a new skill, learning information, whatever, is you cannot overwhelm yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself, because you're going to get tired, you're going to get exhausted, and you're going to get bored of it. The reason why a lot of the information that we had to learn in school or remember, the reason why we couldn't retain a lot of it is because it was boring to us. It didn't interest us. You probably don't have ADHD. You're probably bored. You probably don't have ADHD. You're probably not challenged by these certain things. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself, because if you put in all this energy and effort, let's say you were learning, something for 10 hours a day, that's probably going to last 1, 2 days. That third day, you're going to be tired as hell. You're going to be overwhelmed from doing things too much. Now, let's say on another, circumstance, you had to learn something for 10 hours a day, but none of it was challenging to you. Imagine how bored, imagine how much torture is going to go on in your mind. You're going to be over there fidgeting with stuff. You're going to be all over the place, because it's like overstimulating your brain. Now, something I've been wanting to learn for a while is Spanish. And I've been telling myself I'm going to challenge myself this year, which I think is very important. Challenge yourself and put some fire under your feet. But I've been wanting to do this for a while. Now, I had to take Spanish in high school. But we didn't have the teachers for that. Yeah, I'm going to repeat that. We didn't have the teachers for that. We made no progress. I guarantee there's not a person who didn't speak Spanish before coming to my school that learned Spanish. I'm not even going to air the name because I don't even want to do y'all like that. But yeah, it wasn't that. But I took it upon myself to start learning Spanish online. And what did I choose? I chose to use Skillshare. Now, the crazy thing about it is, with the help of some very good people in my corner and some communication, I was able to be sponsored by Skillshare. Now, if you don't know, Skillshare happens to be the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes led by experts. They cover a little bit of everything. There's film, there's illustration, there's freelance, there's design. I even seen animation on there. There's language, learning Spanish, Spanish. Fantástico, fantástico. Absolutamente fantástico. Accent mark. Also, I forgot. The first 500 people to use the link in my description will also get a free trial for the month with Skillshare. So, let's get started and let's get back to speaking this knowledge. So now, I'm gonna stare into your soul for 3 seconds. Now I'm gonna drop some gems. All right. So to make some progress, we gotta get some solutions. We gotta actually learn something from this video, okay? So I need you to think about what you've learned this year. What activities have you tried? What new experiences have you, sought out? What skills have you put yourself in a room with and tried to master? Think about it. Now, I'm gonna give y'all some personal experience and show y'all the lessons that I've learned from this entire thing. So this last year, 2024, which has blew by, the thing I say that I put the most time into learning is guitar. Now, I've had guitars for a few years, didn't have the best relationship with them and, in terms of being consistent with them. But this year I put in a lot of time, I put in a lot of effort to learn guitar, and I have learned a lot. I've made a lot of progress, but it was because of the way I actually wanted to learn. A lot of people have this ego when they first start learning things and they want to do exactly what they want to do, how they want to do it. It's like you hear Purple Rain by Prince and you want to play it day one of getting a guitar. It's not going to work like that. And one of the ways in which you learn things, even at a high level, things that challenge you, is to slow down. One of the greatest tips in life in terms of talking better, listening better, handling situations better, controlling your mind and controlling your emotions, being better at things is just to slow down and do it right. Then you can build up your speed. If you're having problems with talking, slow down. Do it right. All that, but you can cut all that out if you slow down. Take a pause when you run out of things to say, just sit on it. Just work on it. But guitar, when I first started, I tried to play everything as fast as, playback speed was on Spotify, Apple Music, or YouTube. And I couldn't do it right because I didn't build the muscle memory to do those things. But over this last year, I've been taking my time, slowing down, learning my chords. I used to try to learn too many things at one time. I started using days to, just focus on one thing, focus on a chord for a day, focus on a scale for a day, focus on this one song this week, instead of trying to learn this song, a scale, a chord, and a technique all in 1 hour. Like, it's just not, you're working against yourself, right? So I put all this time into learning guitar, and just by me changing what I did over the course of a month, I had made more progress in a month in this year than I had made in the last few years of playing guitar because of the way I approached it. And what really inspired me to do this was the whole slowing down thing. But I was listening to this interview about Jimi Hendrix, and it talked about how good Jimi Hendrix's rhythm playing was. Now, everybody know Jimi Hendrix was popular because of his showmanship. He'd get on the stage and go absolutely bananas, dancing and gyrating on the guitar and amps. It was electric. But everybody liked the solos, the screaming guitar solos, and he playing all these notes and he just going crazy. But one of the most underrated aspects of Jimi Hendrix playing, Prince also, is their rhythm. Rhythm impeccable. Impeccable rhythm. The backbone of a song, the beat, the drums, the bass, that's rhythm. The rhythm is the heartbeat. It's what keeps the song there. It speeds up, it slows down, there's a groove. One of his greatest aspects of his playing was his rhythm. Now, why was his rhythm so good? And why are there a lot of people, guitarists, musicians who don't have that good of rhythm? Because a lot of people skip those basic steps. They skip the basics. They start up, they want to go here. Everybody want to be the lead guitarist. The lead guitarist get all the girls. Everybody want to talk fast and do this. They want to run fast. They want to skip all the steps. But Jimi Hendrix paid his dues, right? Played down at the Chitlin Circuit. And I don't expect y'all to know these things, but it's all relevant. He played on the Chitlin circuit. He did a lot of backup. He did a lot of backup guitar. He played in front of the beat, which was lead. You know, he played behind, fills. He did it all. But he paid his dues. Everybody wants to be the superstar. He turned out to be a superstar. But he paid his dues by learning the basics and backing people up and being the man in the back. So then when he spent all those years doing that, when he finally got out in the front, he was proficient because he could do everything. Most bands have a lead guitarist and a rhythm guitarist. Jimi Hendrix used to play rhythm and lead at the same time because he was so good at both. That created a whole new genre, a whole new style of playing. His career was only 4 years. He died at 27. His music career lasted 4 years, and he is still arguably the greatest guitar player ever. Obviously, there's more people now who are more proficient technically and all that, but creativity, influence, nobody compares. But it was because he learned the core principles of what he was wanting to do, and he felt it. It wasn't about moving on to his next step. He was excited about creating, and he used to make a lot of mistakes because he was trying to learn more stuff. Never letting that child die, always wanting to expand, but it wasn't mistakes. Like Bob Ross said, it's happy accidents. But the reason why I tied all that in, is because he slowed down, he took his time. He had to learn the basics of what he was doing in order to become great. And I think that's what a lot of people forget to do. We want to be tall as a damn skyscraper. But do we not forget where that skyscraper starts? Down on the ground, in the pavement, in the mud, however you want to put it. You got to start down here. So I think a lot of us, we get motivated when we want to do something. You're like, oh, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to start going to the gym, or I'm going to buy me a guitar. I'm going to start playing guitar. I'm going to start my YouTube. We get all this energy. We bring it all in at once. And it's like a drug. You get high. But what happens? When you get real high real fast, what happens? You got to fall too. You fall down and now you're not motivated. Now, in order for you to retain this inspiration, this motivation, you have to have a why. You have to be passionate about the things you're learning about. And that doesn't mean you have to like them, but there has to be passion in your intentions, right? Because you may be wanting to learn something that you don't care about just so you can be more knowledgeable in some sort of argument, in some sort of debate. You may not really like music, but you may be passionate about learning music because your mother likes some certain song. You probably don't even like the song, but your mother liked that song. So you go and put hours and hours and hours in and learn it on guitar, learn it on piano. You have to have a why. That is what keeps you inspired. That is what keeps you young. I think my biggest why in life is just freedom. Freedom, expression, and knowledge. And it's freedom in all those things. I don't want anybody who tells me that I can't learn something, that tell me I can't play something, that tell me I can't sing something, I can't be something, because that's not how my life is going to turn out. I'm going to do what I want to do. Now, I know you got to do what you got to do. You know when you got to do it, but I'm a free bird. Nobody's going to take that away from me. So I've always, been that type of kid. I wanted to know everything. I wanted to know why tigers had to have stripes. Like, we see tigers and they orange, and it's like, bro, that thing stick out like a sore thumb. Why is that even, that's not even good. That's not camouflage. Like, look at it. And then you go on Nat Geo Wild, Animal Planet, and then you see a tiger hiding in that sage grass. Perfect camouflage. You know what I'm saying? You just have to be a child. That's the moral of all this. Be a kid again. And I guarantee you will learn more than you have in any given time. And you will feel a lot better about what you're doing. Just be curious and be excited that you're alive and you're able to learn and you're able to get more experiences. And humble yourself. Humble yourself. Don't get the big head. Pay your dues. Because your time will come. And when it does come, Jesus, I'm getting brain rotted by the internet myself. When your time does come, make sure you let your light shine. Don't let nobody dim your light. You are the light bringer. You are the sun. You are my sunshine. You make me happy. You... I messed that up. Anyways, I love y'all, man. Y'all take care. Go learn a new skill or two. And I want y'all to write in the comments too, because like I said, this is December. This is the time I reflect. I want y'all to tell me what y'all have learned in this year, what y'all look forward to learning in this next year. And let me remind y'all, I live my life every day, one day at a time. I think every day is a new year. You know, every time the sun rises, it's a new opportunity. So I don't really get too fixated on time, but I am human. I still, you know, refer to the days as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know. So I know how to live inside of this society, but I know when to step outside. But let me know what type of things y'all look forward to learning, what type of things y'all look forward to achieving. Tell me some of y'all favorite accomplishments of this year, your favorite lessons, things that you wish you would have learned sooner. Just kind of share y'all experience with me. I feel like I've been pretty open, and literally every one of my videos is like some sort of journal entry. So I want to hear more about y'all. I'll be reading them comments. So I see that stupid stuff. I be seeing the conscious stuff. I just don't be having the energy to respond because, you know, I be burning myself out in other ways. I be overwhelming myself, you know, but I do this to hold myself accountable and get better in my own journey as well. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what's going on in y'all lives. You already know. Love y'all. Y'all take care. Happy holidays. If you never see me again, be great. Holla.
Now you don't talk so loud. Now you don't seem so proud about having to be